official sponsors for today's game: GNC Lakeside Village, Whitney's William Lake Corporation, Whitney Keys Accounting and Tax Service, Prestige Company Builders, Rhodes Real Estate, Bucket University Uniform and Apparel, The Gathering Place. Would you please stand for the national anthem? Officials for today's game are Tony Brackens, Hubert McLeod, and Harold Weaver. Introducing the starting lineup for your Gateway Bisons. Gio Avard, number 2. Number 3, Justin Blanks. Number 24, J.J. Zeitz. Number 33, Morgan Zook. And number 43, Jean Purnell. They are coached by Mr. Quinn Cooper. And now, they are your 2022 NBA champions. Your two-time Polk County Royal Invitational champion, 2024 Daytona Showdown champion, 2024 UVA National champion, and in their inaugural season in the American Basketball Association, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your Polk County Royals! Number 42, Number 0, Mr. Joe Stone. Number 88, Cyrus Bond. Number 24, Steve Stacco. And number 5, the head coach for the Polk County Royals, Mr. Darius Howard. Let's make some noise for your Royals.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It's your boy HoopTalk Nas, and I am at Simpson Park Community Center for another day of Polk County Royals action. It's going to be some ABA basketball between the Polk County Royals, the home team, and the visiting St. Pete the St. Pete Bison. My apologies. We're having a bit of technical issues with the camera here, so there's going to be some delays. But the Polk County Royals looking to bounce back after a tough loss to the Kissimmee Lambs last Saturday. They're looking to get their win here back on the win, get another win on the column against this visiting Bison team. Very tough team. They're currently 3-1, so this is going to be a battle of two of the best teams in the ABA this season. And the Royals are the first to get on the board. Well, let's see what Bison basketball is all about. A 3-1 record suggests that this is a very good team. Well, let's see what their play style is. And there we go with a wide open layup in a horn set. Early on, you could tell the Bison team is a very disciplined team. At the free throw line, when the Royals were shooting two, the coach was already setting up the play going down the other way. So that is a good sign. We're going to see a very good competitive game here today. Wide open shot by Isaiah Moody. Leads to the easy three. Great post up by Alex Torre with the easy hook shot. Little baby hook there in the paint. Ref timeout. Apparently they're going to be checking the ball. Isaiah Moody pushing in transition. Has to bring it back out. Nothing there. Still targets some points in the paint and was able to draw the foul. Very aggressive team, the Polk County Royals, if you haven't noticed already. This is our third game with the Royals this season, our third home game with the Royals. And it's pretty much a repetitive theme for them. They play aggressively. They like to push it in transition. They play a physical brand of defense, try to force a lot of turnovers. You can see every chance they get, they're going to push it in transition off of that. Right now, not having the best showing from the free throw line. But there goes Alex Torre with a steal. And that's and one. That's an and one, ladies and gentlemen. You want to bring it down a little bit? Yeah.
That was 3D, right, Ref?
Yeah, that's good. Is it tight? Is it tight when you move it? A little bit? I'll fix it in a second. The Bison are set up in a stack play there for the baseline. See if they can get a bucket out of this. Create a lot of player movement. Got the defense scrambling a little bit, so let's see what it leads to. Royals able to recover and get themselves back in front of everybody. And they're able to get the stop there. As Royals basketball going the other way. Score is 12-5. 7 minutes and 58 seconds left in the first quarter. Referee caught a travel there. It looked like a jump stop, but I guess the referee thought he either dragged his foot or took that extra step. So Royals turn it over back to the Bison side of the court. Great backdoor cut there, but the Royals are able to get the stop, get the rebound, and as usual, in transition they go. Could not secure the basketball. All right, that is another official timeout. Not entirely sure what the referees are going to be talking over here, but we'll go ahead and take a quick short break. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Royals are up 12-5. I could hear Coach Darius talking about the defensive effort that the Royals are putting in. He praised them for playing hard, for getting the stops that are necessary. And I 100% agree. I think they're playing really good, solid defense today. Cyrus Barnes hustles for the rebound to get the offensive board. Leads to a Isaiah Moody wide open three. Then Steve Stacko gets the offensive board. Continues to hustle to take possession of the ball. Ends up in Bison hands for the and one. That is an and one bucket on the other end of the floor. Bison's at the line for one. The St. Pete Bison seemed to have a little bit of confusion there. Who was supposed to be on the floor? It looks like they got it settled. Surprised they did not get a call there by the refs. Typically, that results in a technical foul, taking too much time to get players off the floor. But the referees let it go, and the Bison were able to figure it out. A lot of ball movement here for the Polk County Royals, but I don't see a lot of players moving around. Now we see guys starting to cut to the basket and find openings. And that was a long two by Steve Stacko from the Royals. Royals are up 7. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Isaiah Moody with the rebound. Looking up to see if they find anything in transition. And he's going to take it by himself. Unable to convert, gets his own offensive rebound. Looking to make something happen. Referee calls a travel on Isaiah Moody, so that's a turnover for the Royals. Dunk time by Alex Torrey. Steve Stacko finds Torrey in the baseline, hits him for a quick little two-handed dunk. Travel call on the Bison. Back to Royals basketball. Foul called on Joe Stubbs from the Royals. Number 4, Luke for the St. Pete Bison at the line for 2. Good shot there by Cyrus Barnes with the pull-up 2 in the mid-range. Royals get a double-digit lead. Joe Stubbs gets in the way of that pass, takes it in transition. And with a nice little reverse layup, that deserves a replay right there. Joe Stubbs using his athleticism to hang in the air for a nice little reverse. Foul called on the Bison. And we got ourselves a media timeout, ladies and gentlemen. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at our keys to success. We spoke to Coach Darius, and one of the keys to success is defensive awareness. I think so far they've hit all the points on that one. I think defensively they've done a great job communicating, staying in front of their man, hustling for every 50-50 possession they possibly can. So a good job on the Royals for that one. Executing all their options. I want to make sure that every play that they have set up, they're looking through every option that's available before they just rush any shots. So patience is the key for the Royals today. And then the last key to success, recognize the opposing team's key players. So they want to lock in. They want to make sure they understand what drives the other team, who is the motor for the other team. And let's make sure that we're being physical, that we're being attentive, and that we're being the best version of ourselves on defense. So Coach Darius let them know we cannot allow one man to beat us, so identify who that man is going to try and be, and let's make sure he is not a problem. So far, so good. They've hit on all key points to success. That is why they currently hold this 12-point lead. Referee checking for the foul count. Currently, both teams have 4 fouls. 2 minutes and 51 seconds left in the first quarter. Sherman Cox gets that turnover. Leads to a wide open 3 from the Bison. And they're able to knock that down. So far, all the home games that we've been able to see for the Royals, I'd easily say the Bison are the best coached team. I love the sets and the discipline that they play with. Defensively, they're doing a great job and right on cue. They get a turnover. Referee may have missed that travel call there. I think everybody's yelling for it on the sideline. The referees did not see it. I do think it was a travel as well. Referee may have seen it differently than what we can see it on our end from our point of view. And I stand corrected. The Bison only made a 2-pointer. It was a long 2. So the score is a 10-point deficit. It's 20-10. Alex Torrey crashing the boards. Jay Williams finds Sherman Cox for the open 3. He misses. Crashing the boards. Jay Williams was able to secure that rebound or get that ball to be tipped out of bounds by the Bison. So that hustle paid off. It is still Royals basketball. Jay Williams with a tough scoop layup over the defender, or to go under the defender, actually. And Cyrus Barnes with the steal. And gets the bucket in transition. Foul called on the Royals. Bison playing very aggressive basketball. They've been able to draw a few fouls in the first quarter. Trying to keep key players in foul trouble or keep them as undisciplined as possible. Alex Torrey skies for that rebound. Sherman Cox bringing it down in transition. Bison were not able to get that shot to go in, so the score is 26-12. Royals are up by 14.
Bison's 12 and your Polk County Royals 26. Let's make some noise for your Royals.
And we are back, beginning of the second quarter. Royals are up 26-12. Moving screen called on the Bisons right off the bat. Ball going the other way. Let's see what the Royals can do with it.
We did not see him against 43. That is his third.
Jay Williams playing a little bit too close to the half-court line there. Unfortunately, he steps on it, gets the turnover. Got to be a little bit more mindful of your surroundings. Bison call a timeout. Going to talk over it, probably set up a play. So we'll be right back after this quick, short timeout. Well, let's see what the Bison were able to cook up in that timeout. Looks like they had tried to run some sort of play here. .24-second shot clock violation there by the Bison. Going back to the Royal side of the court. Sherman Cox with the three. Tough pass there by Isaiah Moody. Cyrus Barnes could not get to it. That's a turnover. Unforced error there by the Bison. Just could not hold on to the basketball, could not capitalize on that pass. It's Royals basketball. They're up 29-12. 9 minutes and 45 seconds left in the second quarter.
As a foul, Butler is first, team first. Shooting two. Good first. Joe Stubbs back in the game.
St. Pete Bison able to get the lead back down to single digits. And we got ourselves another media timeout, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll be right back after this short break. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. The Bison are down 29-20. Currently with the ball, looking to make something happen. An off-ball foul is called there on the Royals. That is a foul before the ball gets inbounded. I'm not sure if ABA rules.
John Joseph, his fourth. That's team's fourth.
The Bison missed both free throws there. Alex Story fighting for the rebound, gets a loose ball foul. It's going back the Royals' way. Yeah, a little bit of inconsistent call making here by the referees. A couple instances where calls were missed or not made incorrectly, and a couple missed timings of the shot clock as well. But head coaches both trying to get into the referee's ear, make sure they understand where the mistakes are being made. Hopefully they can correct these mistakes going forward. Isaiah Moody with the ball, looking to make a move here. Foul called on the Royals there. Very odd how this game is being called. I did think there was a loose ball foul on the Bison as Isaiah Moody was trying to get the ball after poking it out of the ball handler's hands. It doesn't seem the referee saw it that way. It's a very interesting day for refereeing, that's for sure. The way they're making these calls is not to my expectations, but we'll see how the rest of the game goes. Referees call a loose ball fall there on the Bison. Royals bringing it in from the sideline. Isaiah Moody gets the play started. Kicks it up to Sherman Cox. Great ball movement there by the Royals. That was phenomenal playmaking there. Making sure all players on the court touch the ball at least once. Cutting without the ball and seeing a wide open shot there. A wide open layup to lead to the and one. Sherman Cox is now at the line for just one.
Bison is good. He'll be shooting well.
Great hustle by Butler to get the steal there, dove to the floor. Isaiah Moody brings it down the other way. Couldn't get the tough bucket to fall. Now the Bison in transition. They get a three that they were not able to make. Offensive rebound by the Bison with another three. And yet another offensive rebound by the Bison. And the referee calls out of bounds. Looks like the shooter stepped out of bounds before or after that jab step.
Back over into the game. Team still. Go on the line with two.
Alex Torrey was not able to convert, missing both free throws at the line. Good patience there by the Bison to get themselves an open shot, but we're unable to convert.
Team six.
Tough shot, tough fadeaway by Steve Stacko. He gets it to fall. Royals now up 33-20. Make that 33-22 after that layup by the Bison. 4 minutes and 8 seconds left in the second quarter. This second quarter has been a little bit long-winded. A lot of fouls being called, a lot of opportunities at the free throw line, a lot of game stoppages. So hopefully we get a more fluid second half. Well, we'll see what the referee's whistle looks like at that point. Good pass there in transition by the Bison. Leads to an easy bucket. They're able to bring it down back to single digits. Let's see if they can capitalize to finish off this first half.
7th. Butler's 3.
And we got another timeout, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll be right back after this short break. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Royals are up 33-24. Bison basketball at the moment.
Turnover, Brown. Ready, game on, boys? Timeout, Bison.
Score is 35-24, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize for the late update. We got a timeout, so we're going to go ahead and go take another break and get a word from our sponsors today.
Finishes 13-6. Sherman, his first. Teams 8. Bison's ring bonus. Defense. Let's hear you from there, defense. 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 Foul on Cyrus Barnes. His third, team's 9. We are in the bonus. Shooting 2.
Mm. 50 seconds left in the second quarter, ladies and gentlemen, and the Royals are up 35-26. Looking to take a double-digit lead into the second half. And the Bison, on the other hand, looking to chip away at this lead as much as possible. Try to go into some momentum. Royals looking to get the last shot here, turn it into a double-digit lead. Let's see what Isaiah Moody is cooking up. Jay Williams draws the foul.
Should be 0.2 seconds left on the clock. Point 2, not 2. Looking to get a little game clock issue here resolved.
Supposed to be 0.3 seconds.
We'll count it down.
Yes, sir.
Jay Williams at the line for 2. Looking to turn this into a double-digit lead.
With 0.3 seconds left in the game. 0.3 seconds left in the game.
Missed the first one here. And unable to convert any of his free throws. So the Royals take a 35-26 lead into the second half. Both teams going to hit the locker room and talk it out, see what the game plan is going to be. We'll see you back at the end of halftime.
It is halftime with the score, Bison's 26, your Royals 35. We want to thank our sponsors, Roads Real Estate. Your road success begins with roads, where everyone is a VIP, but the University Uniform and Apparel Company. The gathering place, where we're not just a church, we're family. Come out and be with us this week at the gathering place for Breaking Loose Conference. going to be good. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, in the second half of this matchup between the ABA's Polk County Royals and St. Pete Bison. In about a second, we're actually going to have Polk County Royals team owner join us, Amy Rhodes. She's going to be here for most of the third quarter. Who knows, maybe longer. We're going to talk some basketball and see what she has to say about the team, the game, and as many things as we can think of. Royals start with the ball. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Amy Rhodes, team owner of the Polk County Royals. She's here to watch the game with me, talk some basketball, and a whole lot of other stuff. Amy, let us know, man, how do you feel about the game so far?
I mean, it can really go either or. I mean, I think right now defensively we're doing well. I think offensively we're doing decent. There are some things we could be doing better. Some of the plays that aren't being ran correctly, but you know, they'll shake back, they'll get it there.
What do you think is causing your team not to run some of the plays correctly? Some of the things look pretty fluent to me, but since you know internally how things are supposed to work, what do you think is happening that's causing the plays to kind of get broken down?
I think it's just more so they're new plays. The guys, some of the guys that are on the team, they're new, so it's learning, number one, to be able to play together, but number two, learning the new plays together. The start of the season is when we really started implementing offense. We went our entire preseason just doing straight defense, so it's something new that everyone's having to learn. It's nothing really to be too critical about. Anyone who plays basketball knows sometimes it takes a minute to learn some of the plays, but either way, I think the guys are doing well tonight. The Gateway Bisons, they're a pretty tough team, offensively and defensively. So it's been an interesting game to say the least.
Yeah, coaching one-on-one, always stay open-minded. So I think the way you describe it is definitely an example of that. Always stay open-minded. Don't just blame. Don't just point fingers. So it's good to see that you don't think anything of it. Things aren't going perfect, but perfect doesn't mean, or imperfect doesn't mean that you're going to lose a game or that you're playing bad. It just means that there's things you got to do better.
Right. I mean, at the end of the day, basketball is a game of runs. So either way, if we mess up the play this time, it doesn't mean, next time we won't execute it correctly. So it's just moving on from the mistake and pushing forward with the game.
Now, I've been mentioning it, especially in the second quarter. I've talked about it over and over again. The foul calling has been a little crazy for this game. Not a lot of fouls being called for you guys on your end, but the referees are definitely favoring the Bison right now when it comes to foul calls. What are you seeing on that end?
Definitely, I would say the same. We're not seeing too many calls down on our end, and it can be a little frustrating to our guys, but I would say that our guys are doing pretty well about not chirping at the refs. Haven't seen too many, emotional outbursts. So that's as an owner, that's that's good for me to see. But definitely, I can tell that the refs are not exactly calling in our favor tonight, which is okay. We're actually kind of used to it happening. So just got to learn to play through it as professional athletes.
Now, Steve Stacko, is he a newer player? I remember seeing him in the last home game, but was he here since the beginning of the season?
Yes, so Steve came on right before the start of the season with us. He didn't play any of the preseason games, but he came on right before the season started. And, he's new to the team, new to the guys. Nobody really knew him coming in, so he's getting his footing in here. He's learning the guys are learning him, and he's actually turning into one heck of a beast. So it's fun to watch him develop as now a Royal.
Yeah, that's exactly why I brought him up. First time I saw him was the home game against the last team we played. I forget the name, I apologize. But he was a Swiss Army knife that game, doing a little bit of everything, rebounding, playing defense, scoring, shooting, passing. And I really took note of him, and I see him today kind of doing the same thing. He's just trying to do a little bit of everything out there. Do you see him as a permanent starter for this team?
I definitely think that he has 100% earned his spot in that area. Again, as a new player coming into the team and whatnot, it can be hard for players to trust one another. It can be hard for coaches to trust players. But I think as Steve gets to know the team and the team gets to know Steve, I think that he will end up becoming one of the Royals' favorites.
Joe Stubbs with the wide open 3 in transition, and there goes Stacko right on cue.
Okay, Steve.
What was the call there? I missed it.
They called I think it was a foul on Steve.
Oh, man. That's a charge? Oh, they called the block? Oh, man. I thought he was there.
I thought he was there, too.
Now, Alex Torrey, that's another player I like to talk a lot about. Definitely likes to hustle hard. A good example just there, trying to draw a charge. Skying for rebounds, fighting for loose balls. Alex Torrey, how did he wind up on your radar? How did he end up on the team?
So Alex is an FBA favorite. And so bringing in Coach Brandon, we were looking to add some more height to our team, and Alex was one of the first people that came to mind. Just watching him a little bit this past FBA season, we figured he would be a good asset to the team. And again, same thing with Alex. He's getting to know the guys. I mean, the guys have seen him before, played against them before, but it's different when you go from playing against us to playing with us. So it's learning a whole different side of a person, learning them as a teammate, and really, like I said, our team, we're a family, so it's getting to know family all over again. So, Alex, he's getting his footing with the team. He's getting to know the guys are getting to know him. I think he is slowly getting there, but he's proven to be pretty valuable here.
He is indeed an FBA favorite. He actually was a snub for FBA All-Star this year. I was talking about it with Coach Brandon. I think he definitely was deserving. I think he averaged double-double. But hopefully he has the All-Star type of season for y'all here in the ABA as well.
Foul Joe Stubbs, his fifth.
He definitely, I think so too. We just got to get him out of his shell a little bit. But again, that comes with the territory of being on a new team, new players, under new coaching. So slowly but surely, we'll get there.
Now, there's some missing faces here. Hopefully there's no injuries involved. I don't see Tim Williams or Tyrese. I actually forget Tyrese's last name on top of my head, but Seals. I should know that.
So Tyrese Seals has unfortunately moved out of state.
Oh, man.
He's not officially off the Royals team. You'll see him in a couple of our later season games. But just right now, he's moved out of state, so he's not able to be here. And Tim Williams, he's on a vacation right now, so he some well-earned time just to, kick back, relax, and he'll be back with us soon. But we do have some new faces that you will see coming to the Royals in December. Actually, the start of December, you will see at least 4 new faces. I'm not going to reveal who they will be yet, but we've already added them
names?
Yes.
Do I know them?
You do know them. You know some
of them. All 4 of them?
You might know all 4. It depends. I mean,
how many do you know for sure I'm going to recognize?
I know.
Just tell me the names. Stop doing that.
I'm not giving you a name. But hang on. I got to go wrap a player. Hold on. I'll come right back.
Take your time. All right, Amy Rose is going to go ahead and do her team owner duties and help out one of her players. She's going to wrap them up with some tape to make sure they don't get any type of injuries. Keep that sore area nice and tight. But right now, the Royals are up 40-32. There is 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Amy Rose will be joining us back here very shortly.
Hey, I like that. Good job. I'll take that shot every day of the week. Be aggressive.
Shout out to everybody who tuned in, watching at home. Shout out to Deacon here supporting Ben Brim. If you're watching the game right now and you love some Bison basketball or some Royals basketball, drop the appropriate emoji, man. If you're a Royals fan, hit us with a crown emoji. If you're a Bison fan, I'm not sure if there are Bisons in the emoji pool, but if you're a Bison fan, find the nearest emoji possible. Maybe like a buffalo. I think there's a buffalo emoji. I'm not sure. Find the nearest emoji possible and post it on the comment section. Let us know that you're here supporting. Show some love for the Bison. Show some love for the Royals, man. They need it. Late update on the score there. My apologies. The score is 42-37. Bison trying their hardest to keep it close, make sure they can go into the rest of this game with a media timeout, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go ahead and take a short break during this time. We'll be right back in about 1 minute. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. 7 minutes and 45 seconds left in the third quarter. We got Cyrus Barnes at the line. Royals are up by 7, 42-35. Make that 43. Cyrus Barnes looking to convert, turn this into a 9-point lead. Now, we talked about the Bison, a tough team, as you mentioned. I said it at the beginning. Honestly, even the first few seconds of the game, I immediately noticed when you guys were shooting free throws, the coach was immediately calling out a play for when they went back down to score. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, this team is already better than the other teams that I've witnessed. They're way more organized, way more disciplined with their style of basketball. Of course, you are here to support the Royals, but what are some positives that you see in the Bison that are keeping them close in this game?
I would say the same thing. You know, they seem like a well-organized team. Again, that is different than a lot of the other teams that we have played against. So it is nice. It's nice to play against some good competitive teams, especially coming off a game against the Lambs. It's nice to play against another high-level competition team. I say they do well defensively. The way that they communicate to each other, the way that they're good with their hands.
And one, Cyrus Barnes gets the steal, puts it back up, and gets the and one bucket there. Sorry, keep going.
I think one thing that they could work on as a team is just coming together as a team, really. My bad. Coming together as a team more. I mean, you see right there, they're supporting each other, so that's good. It's different than, you know, when we play the other teams, they kind of chirp at each other instead of looking at each other like, oh, we can do this differently, we can do that differently, or okay, get back, get the next one. So it's nice to see that in this kind of environment against this kind of team.
Yeah, a lot of players don't have the mentality of you never know who's going to be in the room. And I think that's what really separates, amateur players from pro players. The pro players, they have that mentality. You never know who's in the room. So I'm going to present myself as the best possible teammate, the best possible player,
Right.
and chirping at your teammates, flapping your arms when they miss a layup. All those little things are simple things that you never know who's in the room
Right.
and who's going to look at that and be like, oh, I don't want that on my team. I don't want that culture. I don't want that energy.
Not only in the room, but film. Coaches
film.
watch film.
Exactly.
Overseas scouts and coaches watch film. G League scouts watch film. And so they're watching not only how you play, but how you conduct yourselves as a professional athlete. After the last couple of games, I sat my team down and we had a team meeting about being professional and conducting ourselves professionally on and off the court. You know, we spend too much time in the last couple of games talking to the refs. That's not their job. Their job is to show up and hoop. It's my job and it's the coach's job to talk to the refs, and that alone can set players apart from other basketball players, the difference between a semi-pro basketball player and a professional athlete. And so having that conversation with my guys and then seeing how they are doing tonight, it's a tremendous change. It's a big change, and I think a lot of athletes have to come to terms and understand that they're not entitled to the calls. You can't sit there and spend the whole game looking for the calls. That's not your job. If you want to focus on calls and all that, go be a ref yourself or go be a coach. You can holler at the ref all you want. But when you put on a uniform, I'm tired of hearing you talk to the refs. It's not just my team. It's other teams. Stop talking to the refs, man. You hit a hoop, so hoop.
Yeah, I was going to say that definitely something that I noticed. The talking is much less. You could hear them chirping and being upset at certain calls, but the focus that they've put on it on previous games is way different than now. Now they're chirping, but they're trying their hardest to just keep going.
Right.
In the past, I have noticed that they chirp and they focus on it too much. They're too stuck on that. Now, I'm here for home games, and both home games that you guys have played, it's been easy blowouts. So luckily for them, it hasn't affected them. But I imagine, maybe some of the losses that you guys have suffered, that could be something that's played a role. Do you think so?
Absolutely. Especially last weekend when we played against the Lambs. We ended up losing against the Lambs, and we were up the entire first half. But it came down to there were calls that they feel like they should have gotten, and they didn't, and we spent too much time focusing on that. And so mentally and emotionally, we checked out of that game. It does happen. It happens to some of the best. But moving forward, it can't happen. And so that's part of the conversation is no matter what is going on around the outside, no matter what the calls are, again, tonight, the calls are not going our way, even in the slightest.
I don't think that was a travel down there. I don't know if you got a chance to pay attention to that one, but that was not a travel.
It wasn't. So, I mean, it's things like that. Like, it's the small little calls that can really dictate games. But more so the players' mindsets and their mentality coming into it when they don't get those calls. They have to get back and focus on the game, not on the calls. And so I think that's what my team is doing really well tonight. Like I said, the calls are not going our way. And it's nice to see our guys not lose it emotionally and stay locked into this game.
Yeah, that's as a team owner myself, I think that's one of my favorite things to see as well is coachability. And approachability. I just talked about that today at a different event that I had. Is players have to be approachable, right? Is they have to give off a demeanor like, listen, you can't come talk to me like I'm mad, or if I'm doing something wrong, come talk to me. Come let me know. If I need to get put back down to earth, just let me know what it is. And that comes from the teammates. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be approachable to your teammates, and then you have to be coachable. And it's one of the best feelings to know that you're able to sit your guys down, talk to them about what you believe needs to be done better and what can be done differently, and they actually take that in, actually listen, and immediately implement the next time you see them out. It's always the best feeling to see that.
It is. It shows their dedication to this program and to themselves as professional athletes. And so, like I said, it's nice to see that coming into this game. Again, we just had the meeting this week, right before this game today. So it's nice to see that. My bad. We just got to lock in. We just got to lock in right here and kind of close out the game. I mean, 5 minutes left in the third quarter. So it's really, it can go either way. But it's all about being able to close out games. And I think we're going to do pretty well at doing that tonight.
Now I have an interesting perspective on something. I want to get your perspective. At the semi-pro level, I think, you've been doing this long enough, and I've been doing this long enough. You see a lot of players who are essentially kind of forced to play a position that they're not most comfortable with, or because of the nature of the environment that they're in, they're forced to play big man, or they're forced to play maybe the 4, maybe the 3, when they typically might be a 1 or a 2 in most situations. How do the Royals mitigate that? How do you make sure your players don't lose the habits of a point guard just because they have to play small forward at this level, because that's just how the sizing on the team works? Like Osiris Barnes, for example, could quite arguably be a point guard or a shooting guard on most teams, but he's probably going to have to play forward for your team just because that's how it works out. How do you guys avoid him from losing his habits as a guard because he's gotten so used to playing as a forward?
Well, it comes down to a couple of things, and I mean, that's a great question for one. But it comes down to a couple of things. Number one is teaching our players to be versatile. You know, you can't just say, oh, I play 3 through 5. Okay, that's nice. Well, I need you somewhere else, you know, or I play 2 through 3. Okay, well, today I need you to be a 4. You know, it's teaching them through practices and outside trainings to be able to play 1 through 5. You know, to be able to keep Cyrus in that ball handler position is that there's certain plays where Cyrus does bring the ball up. Now, Cyrus, you know, he plays forward for us. That's his typical position. But there are some times where we have to sub out our point guard, and Cyrus is the one bringing the ball up. The play is designed around Cyrus. You know, same thing with Joe Stubbs. Sometimes Joe's the one that's bringing the ball up. It's teaching our guys, number one, to be flexible in the position that they can play, be versatile, but also knowing that they can still play 1 through, you know, whatever. So it's just, it all comes down to just teaching them and training them. And like you said, the coachability. You have to be coachable in order to learn that.
Now, when you're actually doing your scouting and when you're actually searching for players, of course, ideally you're looking for certain size measurements, but do you actually prefer to recruit players based on this general size that you see, or do you actually go out of your way to see if you can find that 7-footer, if you can find that more standard power forward and center, or do you like to see guys at this level because of the style that you guys play? It's easier for you guys to have a shorter center than a taller one.
Oh, no, we have definitely adapted to being one of the smaller teams, especially when we come into big tournaments like the Bay Area Showdown. We were a smaller team. We were the underdogs. People thought we were going to be out first round, and we made it part of the Elite 8 on Sunday. Championship Sunday is what they call it. And so we have definitely had to learn to adapt to the size that we are. But like I said, wait till December, because you're going to see the Royals get just a little bit bigger, a little bit taller. And so,
all right, give me one player. That's the second time you mentioned it. Give me one player.
I can't.
Is it a contract thing, or you just want to be a surprise?
I want it to be a surprise.
All right, well, I'm going to bug you when we cut the cameras off. All right, we got a timeout, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back in about 1 minute.
One is former.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We apologize for the late start. 57-43. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third quarter. Alex Torrey just tried to unalive a man down there. Was not able to get it done, but that is a very frequent occurrence for him. He does his best and tries his hardest to dunk as many times as he possibly can. I'm assuming that's one of the things that caught your attention.
Absolutely. I mean, we the set of guys that we have. I mean, it's nice to be good athletes, and it's nice to look good while we're doing it.
It looks like he tried to dunk a little bit too hard. He looks a little bit injured over there. Hopefully he's good to go soon.
He has a wrist injury, so he's who I had to go tape, and I'm pretty sure as tight as I had to tape that, pretty sure he slows in circulation low key.
It looked like he was holding his leg. I'm not sure, but we'll see. He might just be hurt. Sometimes we can just tell the difference between a player that's hurt and injured. I think he looks hurt to me, but I could definitely be wrong.
It's definitely hurt. I'll say that. Definitely hurt. I will say one thing about this team. They are a fast-paced team, which matches us well. We are a running team. We are a fast-paced team, and so it can be really hard to keep up with us defensively and offensively. So coming into this and seeing the Gateway Bisons, they seem to be a running team. They're keeping up with us pretty good tonight.
Yeah, I mentioned that every single game. One thing about the Royals is they're going to run. They're going to force turnovers. They're going to force bad shots. And next thing you know, there's a fast break happening.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think that's starting to become our trademark as a team.
The Bison also do a good job as well, as you mentioned, getting in transition, forced turnovers. Definitely a good team. I can definitely see why they're 3-1. Is this the team that you told me beat the Lambs?
Yes.
Or was that a different team? This is the team?
Yes.
Do you know if they're missing players, or is this their typical roster?
I believe this is their typical roster.
Oh yeah, this team beat the Lambs. They definitely have some. They're definitely having a slow night.
But the team that the Lambs that we played was not the same Lambs that they played.
Oh really? Why? What do you mean?
There were certain players that were added during that game and whatnot.
Versus you guys?
Yeah, versus us.
Yeah, I think I saw a picture of AJ Williams. Is he on that team now?
AJ, I don't believe he was there for our game. But
Maybe it was a different game.
He
then.
was there for Sunday's game against the Brevard Aces.
Shout out Brevard, man. I'm from Brevard.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm from Palm Bay.
Me too.
I lived across Palm Bay High.
I lived down the street from Palm Bay High.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Did you go to Palm Bay High?
No, I say I'm from there, but like I moved there when I came to Florida, so I count that as one of the places I'm from. But I only lived there a few years. But most of my friends that I have now are just from Brevard, so I kind of just associate that as the place that I'm from here in Florida. Technically, I was raised in Puerto Rico, so I'm really from Puerto Rico, but Brevard is my second home. That's why I always tell people I'm from Brevard. I know Brevard like the back of my hand.
Same. I mean, I'm originally from Indiana, but I moved to Palm Bay when I was 10, so people ask me where I'm from, I just tell them that.
I was 17. I graduated high school and moved to Palm Bay. Went to it's called Eastern Florida State now.
Yeah.
Used to be BCC.
Yep. Well, we're happy you didn't go to high school in Brevard.
What happened?
So we're happy you didn't go to high school in Brevard. It was rough.
Yeah, I did not. I had family that went to high school in Brevard. It was definitely some fun times.
Look up, Steve.
But the Brevard Aces, you guys did not play them yet, right?
No.
You had them on your schedule, though, right?
We do. We play them in December and in January, if I remember correctly.
Nice. I was going to go to that Lambs game versus them, but then the player that I know from that team was not on the roster because he missed practice. So hopefully he doesn't miss practice against y'all because I want to see him play. Tough guard. I want to see how he does.
I think it'll be a good game. Brevard is home, so I know a lot of the guys on that team, for one. I know the coach. I know the owner. So it's kind of like coming back home, but bringing my own team. So, I mean, I think it'll be an interesting game to say the least.
I keep telling everybody they're missing some hidden gems down there, man. There's some tough hoopers down there that I feel like would definitely play for the team if somebody really reached out to them.
For sure. I mean, you got to think about it. Once upon a time, Brevard had the Stars? The Stars or something like that was their semi-pro team out there, and they dominated.
Oh yeah, the Stars. Yeah. I think I think I've heard about them. Yeah.
I mean, looking at players like that, I mean, or you got, I think I seen him playing with y'all in China, Jace.
Yeah, Jace Hogan. Yep.
He's from
Jace
Brevard.
Hogan.
He played for the Bobcats.
Yeah, one of the best hoopers out of Brevard, 100%. Top 5 in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
We got a lot of guys. But we're in a quick little break waiting to get the fourth quarter started. So we're going to go ahead and get another word from our sponsors here. We'll be right back in about 1 minute. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Beginning of the fourth quarter. Royals are up by 19, 66 to 47.
It'll be the small things like that that aggravate me so easily.
What's your theory, or not necessarily your theory, but from your experiences in practice, what do you think is Coach Darius's theory when it comes to flashy plays like that, and not taking the easy shot, trying to do too much? Is there a lot of running back and forth because of those type of things, or you think he's more lenient towards that stuff?
Oh my God. I think
Flashy is just us. I think we've always played like that. So I don't think there's really any any bad blood about it, to be honest. But I think there does come a point in time where it's like, okay, if you like just now, that's 2 back-to-back little flashy things that could have been easy points, and we missed that. And not to say that we're trying to show off or whatever, but sometimes looking good could cost you. So sometimes you just got to kind of put that to the side and listen, we got to drive the lane. We got to make these easy layups. And then once we're up a little bit more, then okay, we can come back out to showing out a little bit. Those conversations do happen. But other than that, I mean, the guys, they have pretty much free reign on their style of play and how they want to play, as long as we're executing correctly, knocking down our shots, and getting the buckets how we're supposed to be getting.
Yeah, me personally, I hate it. I hate the flashiness. I've always been the type to prefer just the easy layup. Just take the easy layup, take the easy shot. It's always been my preference, but I think it's all in the character of the team at the end of the day. If that's just how the team plays, I'm very open I'm open-minded. I'm very open-minded with any player, whatever the case is. If you can show me that this is how you play and it does work for you, then I am willing to, work with you. But I always hate the players who want to be flashy and it never really works out for them,
I agree.
It's like, you like this, but this is not how you typically make your shots. Maybe just do a regular layup next time.
Right. Those over the back calls are killing us.
Now, out of all teams that you guys have actually had a close matchups with, either whether you won or whether you lost, which team so far have you felt like was the most impressive, despite all the referee calls, despite your team playing well or playing good? What team went out there and was like, okay, this is a tough team. Regardless of how the game goes, it's going to be tough to beat them no matter what.
Honestly, this team. I mean, I would like to say the Lambs, but we've been around the Lambs for so long that, like, I expect the high level, the high intensity that they bring. And so with this team, we didn't know too much about them. Their owner had actually came to a couple of our practices and hooped with us before the start of the season.
You said the owner?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Is it this guy or a different person?
It's Morgan, I think it's number 33. I think that's what number
Oh, he's a player.
He's playing, yes.
Oh, snap. This guy right here?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so shout out to Morgan. Great guy. He's coming to our practice, before the season got started and whatnot. But it just wasn't. There was definitely 5 seconds, but my bad. But this team, honestly, it's a new team. Not sure what to expect coming into this. Of course, there's film, but teams can change up whenever and however. So, but this team has done exceptionally well against us. They're playing great defense. They're keeping up with us.
First quarter was a one-on-one to 2-1.
Technical foul for delay of game. Referee is trying to figure something out here. I think it's a technical foul for delay of game.
Every time they score, they're grabbing it. They're doing the thing.
I like the coach for the Bison. He's a very composed individual. I think that's always a good trait to have as a coach. Royals up 70-56. 8 minutes and 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Still a winnable game here by the Bison. Let's see if they can put together a good run. But the Royals so far have been in control for a while now. I don't believe they've relinquished their lead since the first quarter.
We haven't. It's always fun to watch the guys, especially when we mix it up who's starting where and with what group. It's fun to watch them play with each other. It's fun to see certain guys come out of their element a little bit. And definitely show a little bit more than what we technically see in practice or when they get subbed in for a couple of minutes or whatnot. So it's a fun little mix-up. I'm liking what I see tonight, though.
Yeah, I think the general public isn't aware of how much high-level basketball there is at the semi-pro level. It's always a struggle to get that fan support, and I think there's just a negative perception of what semi-pro basketball is, but people don't realize these guys put on a show, man. When I first started doing this, I have to admit, I wasn't always impressed every single time, but once I started really getting deep into it, started seeing the real teams that are really organized and really put together, like yourselves, like the Lambs, like the FBA teams, and even the Bison. I respect the Bison. Teams like that make me realize, okay, this is the semi-pro scene is good basketball. This is fun. This is entertaining. This is worth watching.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to, every league has those few teams that aren't where they're supposed to be. And I think both experiences of being in the FBA and being in the ABA, I can say that both. I've experienced both in both places. But it's, as an owner especially, it's learning to kind of be patient and wait to see what's out there because we're new to this. So like I said, Bison's their new team. Their new team in the ABA. And so we're a new team. They didn't know what to expect. We didn't know what to expect. But there's always a certain level of professionalism that we can expect out of both teams regardless. And so I think from here on out, all of our games, we will see that. There's always some kinks to be worked out in the beginning of the season. And I could say the ABA is not playing about these teams that are showing up unprofessionally, that are acting unprofessionally, and conducting themselves as so to the point where
Is there punishments for things like that?
There are. They sanction teams. They sanction coaches, players. They actually just did this past week. They sanctioned a coach and a player for unprofessionalism and unsportsmanlike conduct, and they have spoken to a lot of us owners about it as a whole on what to set the expectations for our coaches, our staff, and our players. And so that's part of the reason why I had the meeting with my guys, was to set them down. Hey, these are the expectations, the procedures that we need to follow as a team to make sure that we maintain and uphold our professionalism as an organization. And so it's nice to hear that from the ABA and see that teams are being punished and being sanctioned for coming into games like ours, where, you know, we show up in uniforms, we have our refs, we have our game day staff. Everything is set in place, and I'm not going to say that.
And a wonderful live stream crew.
Yes. Shout out to Nas. But I can say, like, you know, we haven't always had it together, so I've definitely been that first-year team that was struggling. So I can sympathize, but at the same time, you know, we've known the start of the season for a long time, so it's just all about being prepared and being professional. So that plays into a big role of the stigma of semi-pro basketball.
Yes, for sure.
It doesn't have to be low grade or slow paced or just a couple of guys coming out from LA Fitness thinking that they got a team. It can be highly competitive, high level, fast paced, just like you're seeing tonight, honestly.
Yeah, I went on a little rant on my podcast about just I wasn't a huge fan of how one of the teams showed up to a game here. Now, I'm not going to be too specific. If you want to get the specifics, go ahead and tune in to our podcast. But that kind of stuff, yeah, like you said, it impacts the stigma that people have on semi-pro basketball. And it hurts our brand just as much, you know what I mean? Because we're trying to present these players as potential pros one day, you know what I mean? This is footage that they use and stats that they use, and when teams go and look to see, you know, oh, you had 40, and then they go watch the game and it's against a team that you beat by 120, you know, it's like, okay, well, of course you had 40. You know, this is not as impressive anymore. So, like, it hurts our brand and it hurts the players' brand. So having teams like the Bisons, having teams like the Lambs who, you know, play good basketball, that's the type of teams that we need in the semi-pro scene, you know?
Right. And I think it just comes down to team owners, you know, like specifically in the ABA, there's 156 teams across the United States that are broken up into regions. It can be hard to know that, okay, this team is actually showing up in a uniform or not when you're, you know, you've got 100 and somewhat other teams or 40 other teams in the region that you're focused on. So I think it comes down to team owners and communicating that. You know, at the end of every game, we're required to fill out a game report. And it's looked at. It's not just turned in and be like, oh, okay, they turned something in. No, it's actually looked at. The feedback is being heard. It's being listened to. And so when there are teams, like the teams that we have previously played, that come in looking at professional, there are things that there's consequences for that, and there are things that are being done so that way we can try our best to maintain and uphold the professionalism of not only our brand but the ABA brand itself. So, Lord, excuse me, but dang.
So you mentioned they make you fill out a report at the end of the game. So what did you call it again?
The end of game report. So you're reporting what the score was, you're reporting any issues, and then the league, the head official, the chief official for the night, also fills out a game day report about any issues that was going on with the team, players' conduct, coaches' conduct, owners' conduct, and it's so, like I said, so we can maintain and uphold the professionalism of not only our brand, but the ABA brand itself.
I love that. I think that's a great idea. Oh, they didn't get 3D from that? Royals up 82-60, 22-point lead with 5 minutes and 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Definitely a victory much less achievable now for the Bison, but I love the fact that they continue to play hard. That was a hard foul there.
Foul on Brent, that's his third. Team third.
It's hard to watch things like that because I know what's going on with my players, every single one of them, what injury, what hurts, what doesn't hurt. So when I see plays like that, I know exactly what contact is causing what pain. So
That's probably the downside about being an owner, is knowing what your players are going through.
I know that was a big hit for Moody.
Yeah, Moody either is hurt or frustrated or both.
Both. That's 100% both. The way he was contacted was into his hip, and he's had contact on that same hip a few times. So then you have things like that. It's a frustration foul, honestly.
I don't believe that should be a 3D rule because they had the ball past half court before the foul was called. So doesn't that reset the 3D rule? I'm not sure how it works.
The 3D rule, in order to get 3D, it has to be, they have to get them backcourt. So if they're bringing down the ball.
So, but if he inbounds it in the backcourt, then that would be 3D? Because he got it past half court the first time, then got fouled. Then when they inbounded, he inbounded behind the half court. Yeah, backcourt.
I don't think it would reset it.
So it would technically, it should be 3D then.
No.
It shouldn't? I don't know the rules, so I guess we'll find out.
I just missed who inbounded the ball. Was it us or them? It was them, right?
No, it was you. So you guys had the ball. He got the ball past half court and got fouled. That's when the hard foul happened.
So he was already past half court.
He was already past half court. Then when you guys inbounded the ball, he gave it to him in the back court and turned it over.
So then, yes, the 3D light would be on at that point.
Oh, it is on right there. There you go.
go.
Right on cue. That's interesting. I would think because you guys did get it past half court in the initial play, I would think that would mean that there's no 3D. Does every free throw count for 2 points, or is it just one extra free throw?
It's just one extra free throw.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, then I'm right.
So what the 3D rule comes on, when the ball is thrown back court, a 3-pointer is a 4-pointer, and a layup is 3 points. So if you're fouled on the layup, you get 3 free throws. If you're fouled on the 3-point line, you get 4.
I knew that much. My logic was just since you guys did get it past half court originally, I didn't know if inbounding it to the back court would now reset it again. So I guess it doesn't matter as long as you get fouled or turn it over in the back court, it's just automatically 3D?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know. I assumed since he got it past half court that it would not count. But I don't even think that worked out. I believe he missed that last free throw.
He did.
Foul number 10 is first. Team 4.
Now, how far are you planning on taking this? You know, when it comes to your long-term goals or your long-term plans, are you somebody who's trying to build a bridge between this and professional, or are you somebody who would like to actually move into the professional realm and potentially own a team, maybe here in the States, maybe overseas? You know, what is your ultimate goal for this basketball thing?
So my goal has actually been reached as far as obtaining professional status for my team. I can't reveal why yet because they're not releasing that information.
All right.
But soon we will release it. I might give you, the first little
little spill of the tea before we post it. But we've obtained that. We've learned it. But essentially, yes, it's to build that bridge between the semi-pro and the professional world. Part of that is where you play and who you play. Getting on to those big money tournaments, that is professional basketball. You play against a lot of NBA pros and against a lot of former NBA pros at those tournaments. And so it's fun to go out there and see that. It's fun to play against that type of competition and just see the difference between, playing at this level and playing at that level. So there's that. But ultimately what I would like to do is own and run one of the largest basketball organizations in the state of Florida. Not necessarily just focusing on just the Royals, but also launching, AAU teams, having, a grad team, things like that, and not just catering just to basketball, but to all sports, owning almost kind of like a IMG, but not for school, for professional athletes to come and train at the highest level possible. So I think that is technically the end goal for me, but also
third, Team Smith. Royals ball.
But also,
Tampa doesn't have an NBA team. I've looked into what it costs to own an NBA team. It does cost a lot.
you're going to have to get your credit up.
I have to get my money up.
Get you that loan because that's going to be a lot. But I love the vision. Keep
But
going.
eventually, it would be nice to be able to put an NBA team in Tampa, whether that be, maybe a G League team. But just something to bring to the area. Tampa has so many great hoopers and such untapped talent. I do know that a TBL team is going into Tampa, so they are bringing professional basketball to Tampa area once again. But like I said, it would be nice to have a G League team there or to have an NBA team there. Give something else for the city to do. They already have football. They have baseball. They have hockey. They're just really missing that basketball aspect outside of the tournaments and outside of some of the other professional teams.
I love the vision, man. If anything I can contribute to help that goal, I would love to. I think basketball in Florida is just the most prominent sport. Even though some of our schools are, football heavy, but if you really think about it, there's so many basketball teams, so many basketball programs. The AAU world here in Florida is phenomenal. So I respect the vision and I love it. Apologize for the late update there on the score. The score is 90-69. Make that 71. 90-71. Royals have a 19-point lead. 1 minute and 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Both teams still playing hard.
Derek.
Quick timeout called by Coach Darius Howard to get Cyrus Barnes out of the game. Looked a little hurt there after that last rough play, rough foul. Foul was not called. A lot of that happening today here. Amy Rhodes is going to go ahead and check out Cyrus Barnes, make sure he's okay. So I think that's going to be it for her. We only got about a minute left in this fourth quarter, so the game's almost over. The Polk County Royals are looking to take home a decisive win. They've had the lead for a while. The St. Pete Bison, however, have been fighting hard. Phenomenal team. Definitely one of the funner teams or more fun teams to watch lately. And I was wrong. Amy Rhodes is back, ladies and gentlemen. She's back for the last 50 seconds of the night. But I was just saying the Bisons, one of the more Fun to watch teams so far that I've been able to witness versus the Royals. They play good basketball. They play hard and well coached. And just based on what I see, it looks like they have a good ownership group as well.
Definitely. I definitely agree with that.
51 seconds left to go. Royals hold on to a 19-point lead. Alex Torrey looking to make it 20. Unable to do so, but Joe Stubbs get the offensive board. Joe Stubbs gets the offensive board, puts it back for 2. Able to regain that 20-point lead. Now, who's your next matchup?
We play. Great question.
We play the Bold City Rattlers. They are out of Jacksonville. I have heard really great things about them, so I'm really excited about that game. We're back here in the Lions Den at Simpson Park
Steve Stacko with the dunk in transition. Ladies and gentlemen, the Swiss Army knife can get it all done, and he can get up high.
Definitely can. But we're back here November 30th. We're calling that our Thanksgiving game against the Bold City Rattlers. We're excited about that. Again, it's a team out of Jacksonville. I've heard a lot of great things about them. So I'm excited about that matchup, honestly. They're technically a new team, but they're actually not. They're 2 former ABA teams that joined into one. So they're definitely a veteran-owned team for sure.
0.2 seconds left in the game.
174. The Royals are first team to 100. And you know what they say, first team to 100 wins? I think the victory was decided a while ago, but
I am going to go join my team, so I will catch y'all later. Thanks for tuning in.
shout out to Amy Rose for joining us today. We appreciate her. The Royals take the win, 100-74. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to the St. Pete Bison for putting up a great game and putting up a great fight. Shout out to the Royals for having us out here. Shout out to all our sponsors supporting the Polk County Royals basketball. The next game is at the end of the month, ladies and gentlemen, against the Rattlers, so make sure y'all tune in. Stay tuned on the Royals Instagram page for any updates on times, location, live stream link, and all that good stuff. Once again, shout out to Amy Rose and the Polk County Royals for having us out. That's all we have for today. We will catch y'all next time.